Hi guys, welcome back to your mats. Today's practice is a full body flow. You don't need any props unless you really want them. And we're gonna start in downward facing dog. If it's, your first down dog of the day, maybe you start with feet a little bit wider, especially if you're practicing earlier in the morning. You're gonna do your best to root through your hands like you're pushing away from the mat, and then just sway your hips from side to side to start. Breathe. Start to look up towards your belly button or your thighs, just to make your spine a bit longer. And now rock your hips to the middle. Walk your hands back to your feet. And slowly roll all the way up to standing, like it's the first time you stood up all day. Relax your shoulders down by your side. And we're going to do that same thing in reverse. Tuck your chin, roll down, forward fold. One long exhale. Look forward. Walk your hands into a plank. So let your hips lower down in line with your head. If you need to, you're welcome. You could put knees down on the ground and do the whole time in plank with your knees on the mat. Then wherever you are, take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower body to the floor. Point your toes so you can do baby cobra. As you breathe in, shrug your shoulders back and lift your chin. And think cobra here. So it's like you've got like you're a snake. So you've got one long tail behind you. Your thighs are zipped up together. And then just lift your hands off the mat. There should be your back working here. The front of your body is stretching. And exhale, hands to the mat, forehead to the ground, child's pose. And back to downward facing dog. And keep breathing, obviously. We're going to add on a couple things. So inhale, lift your right leg up. Bend your knee. And then step your foot to the outside of both hands. So way over here. Drop your back knee down. And untuck your toes. You're going to do a cat-cow-like motion with your spine. So as you inhale, shoulders back, lift your chin. And as you exhale, round into yourself. Again, shoulders back, lift your chin, breathe in. Exhale, push down, round. Look forward in front of you. And then do a half splits. It's kind of a funky half splits because your heel's off to the side, and that's fine. And you can walk your hands back underneath your shoulders to support yourself. Push your heel down into the ground as you tilt your tail towards whatever's behind you. You're inviting in some extra length. Spread out the toes on your right foot. Take a big breath in. A long breath out. Now bend your right knee, crawl forward, and add a twist. Your right arm goes up to the sky. We'll meet in a wide-legged forward fold. Hands down. Knees off the mat. Legs real wide. Toes in a little bit and heels out will help you to soften out the low back. And really squeeze your thighs here. Squeeze your leg muscles. That'll help you open up the backs of your legs. You're going to put your hands on the mat and lift up about halfway as you inhale. Then turn around to the back of your mat. Three-legged dog. Pick your left leg up into the sky. Big stretch. Push away from your mat. Bend your left knee. Open up your hip. And step your left foot forward. Same shapes, just the opposite leg. Back knee comes down. Cat cow. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, round your back. Again, inhale, look forward. Exhale, round. This time, inhale, look forward. Half splits is your exhale. You'll lift the hips and straighten out behind your left thigh. Push down into your left heel. You should immediately feel some more activation. And then tilt your tailbone, kind of poke your butt out behind you. Poke it out. Good. Breathe. Be here. And look forward. Bend your left knee. Make it a twist. Left arm reaches for the sky. Look up at your hand as it floats higher and higher. And then hands to the mat. This part's a little different. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. And then roll up to standing. Gonna add a little bit of balance here. Pick up your right leg and cross your ankle over your thigh for a figure four. So if you're way up here in your figure four, try bending your leg, bending your knees a lot, your standing leg, so that you can sit deeper. Now reach forward in front of you for some counterbalance. And with every exhale, see can you sink your hips a little more into the shape. Breathe. You will also find that if you're looking everywhere, all over the place, you won't be able to balance. So you need to stare at something that's not moving directly in front of you and just focus there. We're going to stand all the way up, feet together on the floor, and then do the same thing on the other side. Pick up your other leg, figure four. I like to reach forward as I sit lower and lower. Here for 5, 4, 3. Take a full breath. 2, 1. Feet on the floor, stand up tall. Tuck your chin, curl back into yourself. Let that part feel good. Then start to peek forward and walk it out into a plank with your knees up or down. Take a full breath in your plank. Body to the mat on your exhale. A little slower than you want to. Point your toes. This time we'll lift up a little bit higher. So slide your hands back, maybe an inch or two. Use your hands and lift your chest up. You might not come up this high, that's totally fine. You want to put a little bend in your elbows and then poke your chin out in front of you. It should feel like you're energetically dragging your hands back on the mat so that your heart is pulling forward more through your chest. None of this, you don't need to look up or anything, crick your neck, just a straight spine, look forward. As you exhale, body to the ground. Child's pose. Hips go back, go over the toes. And just stay here for a cycle of breath. And downward facing dog. Last little layer. You're gonna pick up your right leg like before. Really stretch to the back of your left thigh and step your right foot outside of both hands. So same legs as lizard lunge, except this time keep your back knee up off the floor. And then see, could you reach forward with your right hand? Really push into your right heel. You can stay here or maybe you reach forward with both hands or even back in space and look forward. That was a lot. So now hands down to your mat. Straighten out both legs to any amount. You want some more? You pick up the toes in front of you. Curl into yourself. Take a big breath in, look forward. And then as you exhale, wide-legged fold. Turn everything over to the side. You're gonna lift up halfway and inhale. Turn the entire shape around as you exhale. Three-legged dog, pick up your left leg. Inhale. Left foot to the outside of both hands as you exhale. That strong lizard lunge from before, your version. Float your hands off the floor if you can. Hands to your mat. Breathe out. Straighten your legs. Optional, you'll pick up the toes. Put a bend in your left knee. This time, plank. Take a full breath in. Slower than you want to. Body to the floor as you breathe out. Point through your toes. This time, reach behind you and interlace your fingers behind your back. Push through the fist. As you inhale, lift up your chest and look forward. Just breathe for a few moments. If you want to feel some more, you can try floating your wrist off your hips, floating your toes off the mat. Legs stay really long regardless of how high you come up. Big inhale. Easy exhale. Gentle inhale. Let everything go as you breathe out. Child's pose with your knees together at the back of your mat. Just rest for a moment. I'm gonna keep the legs the same. Just roll up into hero's pose, which is seated on your feet. And then add a twist. Right hand to the outside of your thighs. The other hand goes behind your back. And use it to help remind you to tuck your tailbone underneath you. Breathe. Look over your shoulder. Twist. Switch sides. Tuck the tailbone and twist. Unwind all the way back to center. Bring your legs out in front of you. If you need to, you can kind of shake them out. Get the blood flowing. Scoot so that you're in the middle of your mat. All right, now pull your left knee in. Let it fall out to the side like a half butterfly. Forward fold. Let your head hang. And it's similar to the half splits that we did in that. You push down into your heel and tilt your hips back a little bit. Now with your left hand, reach for the pinky side edge of your foot, or even your ankle is fine too. And then pull, trying to stretch that left side of your low back here. Big breaths. All the way back up into a straight spine. Switch out your legs. And fold forward. Use the opposite hand So grab the pinky edge of your foot or the outside edge of your leg and pull. And let everything go. Legs out in front of you. You're going to flex your feet and reach forward like someone's pulling you from your hands. Slowly start to lower down onto your mat. First, some tailbone on the floor. Then some low back, middle back, and finally your upper back. And when you land, you can just lay there, spread out for a moment. Give yourself a second to soak up what it's like to lie flat. And if you have time from here, you could start to blink your eyes closed and enjoy a short shavasana. There is no work left to be done. Thank you for making time to practice today. I hope you see benefits of your work all day long. Namaste.